Welcome everyone to another Wednesday night Fundamentals to Gain Inner Peace with your host, Coach Menachem Bernfeld. Welcome everyone. Welcome to all those that were here last week, did the writing. Different things came up. Tonight we'll continue to connect to our inner child. And I know some of you are new, and the concept of the inner child could be new for many people, and that's fine. Part of the work, connecting, because many of us are disconnected for a while. So it might take time to connect, but we're not even sure what we're looking for. So we're not even aware of what the inner child is. So here we are. The past few weeks, we've written a little bit about just becoming aware of our feelings, what's going on inside of us, any incident, story that we have when we were younger that changed the way we think, the way we are, or made us stronger, maybe. Just looking back, taking some time and seeing where am I, my beliefs, they obviously come from somewhere. I picked them up somewhere. So before we start, let's get grounded. Hopefully you're in a safe place, quiet place where you won't be disturbed, where you can spend a few minutes doing really nothing, just being. We're going to do a guided writing, but the idea is not so much to do. It's more to spend time with ourselves, to spend time quiet, take a deep breath, and to be. So here we are. You can put both of your feet on the ground. And if you're laying in bed, just let go. Just feel the mattress or the chair you're sitting on. Take a deep breath all the way in and let it all out. Another one. And just become aware of what you're feeling while whether you're taking a deep breath or you're not, doesn't make a difference. What feelings come up. And just be aware, just be. Here I am. And obviously we're breathing, so just focus on your breath. If you could, take a deep breath and let it all out. Beautiful. Okay, just become aware of where you are, what your day looked like. You managed to get here. Maybe a list, to-do lists. You might feel there's so much to do, you don't even have time to listen to this. Something inside of you pushing you. Just be aware. Aware of your thoughts, aware of your feelings, and then we turn inwards to see what does my body feel, any sensations, anything that comes up. There is no right or wrong. It just is. Everybody has their story. Everybody's in their place, in the right place where they need to be, whether it could be tension, stress, or maybe relaxed, calm. Doesn't really make a difference. Just becoming aware of where you are and what you feel. And while you're here relaxing, you can give yourself a hug. For those who know how to hug themselves, just give yourself that hug and feel it. Soothing self hug. And you can do it the exact way you like. You want it tough or you want it light. Whatever works for you, just give yourself that soothing feeling. If you don't like a hug, that's also okay. Just move your hands up and down, soothe yourself. Just, I'm here for you. I'm here. Beautiful. Okay, so before we start the guided writing exercise, just to talk a little bit, to understand why for so many it's hard to connect, especially for beginners. Just hard. Many people are shut down. They're not aware of what's that inner child and why is it so hard to connect. Just a few comments and questions that people sent in, people that I've spoken to, talking about the inner child and telling them that they can get to a place where they can love themselves and say, I love you. Someone asked me, is it okay to love myself if I still have things to fix and I'm not perfect and there's so many things that I still have to grow just to love myself the way I am now? So just to see where that question comes from. Many people live with the belief of I could only love myself if A, B, and C, if things work the way I think it should work, if I'm doing the right thing, if I'm perfect. A lot of it could be mixed in with the way we think Hashem loves us or he doesn't. Because if you would know the things that I have to fix, the things that I do, I don't know if you would guide me to say I love you. But that's conditional. And we spoke about it. So that's conditional love. And we're not looking for conditional love only if you do this, only if you perform, only if you do everything right. We're looking for unconditional. And Hashem has unconditional love for all of us. I know it's hard for some to accept that. Just be aware of it. If it's hard, write it down. Work that needs to be done. But it's unconditional love. Yes, we all have things we need, we're growing. That's why we're here. But no matter where you are, no matter what's going on in your life, no matter what your thoughts are about yourself, Hashem loves you unconditionally, and you can love yourself unconditionally while you're on the journey. So that's something that can come up. Some people don't understand the concepts. What's that inner child? What am I supposed to feel? What am I supposed to imagine? That's okay, especially if you're a beginner. A lot of people have emotional numbness. It's just they can't connect to that. Connecting to that something deep inside of us. And many times I tell people if for some reason they don't feel content, they don't feel happy, they don't feel at peace, even though there are things that are working out and logically they know that there's so much to thank Hashem. The cup is half full. They know that. They try to, see that half full. But still, deep down, there's something missing. And that's usually the language of that inner child, that core belief about yourself. What do you think about yourself? How do you feel about yourself? That's that deep inner child. What does that feel? If it didn't get that soothing feeling that that it's okay no matter what when it was young, then no matter what your life looks like when you're older, it still has that feeling. So it could be deep work, especially for beginners. Takes time, take it easy, relax. You do it again and again, slowly you'll connect to it. So if it's hard for you to connect, just be aware of it and slowly we'll get there. For some people, it might sound funny, the idea, but again, it's slow and don't give up. And the goal is to feel seen, that inner child, that little, the core feeling inside of us, to feel seen, to feel heard, to feel loved, like we discussed, unconditional love, without any judgment, without any attachment to it. It's just like a little kid. It just is. It just is. Forget about what it has to do, and if it's doing it and not making trouble, doesn't make a difference. Just being there like an adult, being there, parent being there for the child. When they're younger, it's easier to understand. When they get older, sometimes you're like, oh, they're not performing, they're not doing it right, they're not doing things that you want. So it gets a little confused. Start thinking, where's my love? Because it's conditional. But really, there's that unconditional love that we all need for our kids and for ourselves. The unconditional, just to feel seen. You are because you are. And I love you for who you are. That's it. Unconditional. So that's the goal. Like a little kid feels seen, heard, and when it comes up, things come up. It throws a tantrum. Just listen. Be there. Just listen to whatever comes up. Another thing, inner child work needs to be done when you're in a relaxed state. If you don't have patience, you're not going to be able to connect to that child. And for those who have kids, know that, sometimes it's just too hard. You don't have time. You have to run. You're busy. There's so much going on, and they're crying. You just can't connect. Tell them just stop crying. Just stop crying. Take a snack. Go to school. Blah blah blah. There's no time. But to connect to that inner child, you really have to be in a relaxed state. That doesn't mean when they throw a tantrum, when you feel that high energy, angry, upset. So that's the inner child throwing a tantrum. You can listen to it, but really to be there, to give it that healing, that feeling of no matter what it does, it's okay. You, the adult, have to be really in a relaxed state because if not, you get triggered. So hopefully you're in a relaxed state now. I'm trying to talk in a relaxed tone. So if you're tired, you might fall asleep, but that's part of it so that you can calm down from your day. Take a deep breath and just relax. Just relax for a few minutes, just a few minutes for yourself. And let's do it. Let's do some guided writing. Let's connect to our inner child for a few minutes and let's see what comes up. So here we go. Hopefully you have a pencil, paper, or maybe typing on the computer. Okay, so welcome to the journey. We're going to take a journey inwards to reconnect with our inner child. Just give it a space of healing, a space of understanding, and nurturing that younger part of ourselves, nurturing that inner child, being there for it, no matter what comes up, listening. And now take a moment and try to visualize yourself as a younger inner child, whatever comes up. Every time you visualize, it could be a different age. Whatever age comes up, just see it. No need to change it. Whatever age, whatever idea comes up from the inner child. You can picture a time when you were having a good time, feeling happy, or maybe not. Whatever comes up, just see yourself a younger age. See what you're wearing, see how you feel, and you can write it down. You can write down what comes up, what you feel, what the image is, just being aware of what came up. No judgment. Whatever comes up is fine. There's no right or wrong. Just seeing your younger self, write down the age and what it's doing, what it's feeling. Now imagine you're approaching that younger self. You're going to go over, you might feel a little bit anxious, you might feel different emotions come up, maybe uncomfortable. Be aware of what comes up, and you can write, you can say hello and say your name. Hello, Chaim. Hello, Menachem. It's me, your grown-up self. I've come to spend some time with you. And just be aware of the feelings that come up while you're writing, while you're thinking about it, while you're approaching your younger self. While you're just next to your younger self. It might be the first time you're doing this. Any emotion, any feeling, any thought is okay. Just write it down. And now we're going to listen. So you're going to ask your inner child, how are you feeling? How are you? And just listen what comes up. You might want to say something. You might be quiet. Again, it's all in your mind, the way you feel. Whatever comes up is okay. But you're connecting with your inner child. Hello, Menachem. How are you? It's been a while. I just came to spend some time with you. Is there anything that you want to tell me? And let it say what it has on its heart. Listen to it, write it down. And again, whatever it brings up, don't try to change anything. We're doing some effective listening, connecting with our inner child. If it mentions something, it wants to say how it feels, it's upset or it's happy, just let it express itself. Is there anything else that you would want to tell me? Thank you for sharing. What else would you like to tell me? I'm here for you. I'm listening. And write down whatever comes up. And you can take a moment to apologize if there's anything that it feels, maybe neglect, pain, pain that it felt, and you weren't there to listen. And say, I'm sorry. You can write whatever comes up, or I'm so sorry if I made you feel neglected or unheard. I know I've been busy and I wasn't there for you. But I want you to know that I care about you deeply and I'm here for you now. I am listening. Write down whatever comes up. And many times you could feel flooded with a lot of emotions. You could choose one, or you can write a list of different ideas that come up. You don't have to write everything now, but just while the gates are open and it's saying things, just write down one or two words about each. And you, the adult self, you're there for that inner child and you're listening and apologizing. Yes, I've been busy running for so many years. I haven't spent time with you. I haven't listened. And here I am. Now you can ask your inner child, what can I do to make you feel loved and loved and safe? What could I do? What could I do different? What would you want me to do? Offer your support. Tell your inner child, you're here. You're learning things about the inner child. You're learning to slow down. You're learning to listen. And again, ask it what it needs. It might tell you, it might not, and that's okay. You're there, no matter what what it feels, whatever feeling comes up, you're there. Might feel uncomfortable. Take a deep breath, but you're not scared. You're the adult. You're there for the inner child. And when things come up, just be aware of what comes up. Write it down. Take a deep breath. And now, maybe there's something that you can do together. Maybe there's something that it would enjoy. Maybe an activity. And I know for many it's a new thing, but you're spending time with your inner child. Ask your inner child, what would it enjoy doing? How about we go to the park one day? We take a walk together. How about we draw together? We listen to music. Again, something that you would enjoy. What would that inner child enjoy doing? Maybe going to sleep early. Ask your inner child. Let it express whatever comes up. Maybe it would want to go out for coffee one day. Let it express whatever it wants. You're there for him. You're there for her. Listen. Listen to what comes up. What's something that you enjoy? It doesn't have to be something big. It could be something small. What would you like to do? What would you enjoy? And again, if ideas come up, beautiful. If nothing comes up, just be there. Again, it might be new. For many, it doesn't trust yet. Really, you really want to listen to me? Where have you been for so many years? Sometimes it's upset, and that's okay. You, the adult, you can listen to that, write it down. Just be aware of that. And now that you have all the information, again, if you listen to the recording, you can always pause and write whatever comes up. But thank your inner child. Thank you for spending this time with me. Thank you for sharing. I love you and I'm committed to being here for you. We're in this together. Make sure that that inner child feels you're going to come back. You tell it, yes, you will spend some time together tomorrow for a few minutes. You'll come back. You will listen. And you thank it. Thank you for sharing and understand whatever it's shared, whatever came up, it's okay. And even though you're going to go now, but again, you'll come back. You will spend time together and you're in this together. So you can write that as you wrap up this exercise, just write it down, whatever comes up. Thank yourself. Thank the inner child for sharing. You can tell it, there's much more that it wants to share, and you will do it again. Tomorrow's another day. Wow. Take a deep breath, put down your pen and paper, pencil, whatever it is, and just reflect. Just look at what came up, feelings, just observing. I know sometimes I talk to people, they say, "Oh, I wasn't really writing." Just observe that. Maybe one day you'll spend some time writing. And if you wrote, you can see you had a hard time, things weren't coming up, the inner child wasn't sharing. Be aware of that. If things came up, just look at it. Just become aware of where you are, what you did, what came up. And that's amazing. Just for a few minutes. I know you don't have time. We're all busy. You don't have time, but once or twice a week, we all have. We all have time, and not only we have time, this is a must. This is to be able to continue for our health, to connect with our inner child. Okay, so here we are. Any questions you can always put in the chat. Let's see if we can answer some questions here. Um, you can listen to the recording and do it again. Spend some more time where things came up. And again, if it's your first time, I know there are a lot of new people here. Welcome. Welcome to the club. These concepts we discussed, we've been discussing it for a while. So for some of you, it's a little bit easier. But if the first time that you're connecting to your inner child, take a deep breath and no judgment. Whatever came up, and if nothing came up, that's okay. And that itself, if you can tell yourself these words, I'm okay. I know so many that have a hard time just saying that. There's so much going on. Those thoughts are so loud and it's judging them and they're not happy and anxiety. There's so much going on. If only someone can tell them they're okay. I'm here to give you permission. Yes, you're okay. And you can tell that to yourself. Okay, some questions. I had a hard time visualizing my inner child. That's common, that makes sense, and that's okay. That's okay. Sometimes you can look at a picture of yourself when you were younger. Just look at it. Just breathe and look at it, see what comes up. Different ideas, different thoughts. In the middle of the exercise, I became very uncomfortable with connecting with my inner child. Wow. Just being aware of that is already a step. You want to connect with something inside of you, and it's uncomfortable. You want to know why. And that's why, when you're in a relaxed state, you can spend some time listening to it, ask it, what's going on? What comes up? What's that uncomfortable feeling that you have? And we discussed many times you want to meet your inner child for the first few times, and it's angry. It's very angry, and that's okay. For some, it's shut down. It looks at you, you look at it, and it doesn't know who you are. Who are you? I don't know you. Yeah, if anybody would want to ask live, I can open up, I can unmute, not a problem. But you can raise your hand, let me know if you want to ask live. Um, but yeah, whatever comes up, if it's not connecting, angry, we're in a place where we're accepting. Just accept. Listen, listen. Yes, here we go. You can ask a lot of question.
Yeah, hello. Hi. It's my first time on.
Welcome.
Yeah, I'm very, very familiar with the inner child, like extremely, but I still have a hard time connecting on an intellectual level. So I'm aware and I very aware actually, but it's still like I feel like sometimes I feel like the only way I'll be able to really connect is maybe if I try psychedelics. Like there's something in me. I wonder what it is because I do the writing, I do everything.
I hear you.
I'm even I'm even sometimes feeling compassion for it, but it's not me. Like I can't connect. And I remember an awful lot, like more than the average person. I remember vividly, but it's like it happened to someone else. I remember like a lot. But so one thing that's helping me lately, I have it right here, is a teddy bear. Like I need it needs to be very tangible.
Mm-hmm.
And lately what I do is I like when I feel a certain feeling, I just as if this is my little inner child, and I like try to connect to it as like the way, like to give it what it needs,
Mm-hmm.
in touch or even in words. But sometimes I don't even need words. It's just the feeling and the touch. So I wonder if this group would be helpful for me because I intellectualize it. I take a pen and paper and I don't connect on an emotional level. What do you think?
Very good, very good. So yeah, the real exercise, the real work is to connect on an emotional level, like you're saying,
So
not on a logical level, because logic is that grown up and you're talking a different language. The inner child talks a language of just like what you're doing with the teddy bear. You're just holding it. That's it. No words, nothing, nothing. That's the inner child. And you can only do that, in a relaxed state and just hug it. That's it. That's all it needs. And you logically, you want to be able to figure it out. You want to be able to feel fully, all of these, the question that you're asking, is that coming from a logical place? So that's really
because I'm very intuitive.
it doesn't need that logic, right? So for now you'll practice letting go of the logic, and you don't even have to understand. I'm happy to
But
see
I
that.
do understand, and that's a problem. The
Yeah,
thing
so
is, I
put
so
away the
understand my
understanding.
childhood, and I so
That's
understand how it affected me.
right, but that's still in your head. That's still in that adult logic.
Mhm.
And do you want to spend some time out of your adult logic ideas and just sit there and breathe? And that's why it's somatic work, it's more
So
body
somatic
work.
work, I also have a hard time doing.
Right.
I know all about it. I have
But
all the books in the world. I know everything about it. I know
amazing.
so much about meditation and mindfulness. I mean, I can teach about it. I
Right. So,
really can
so
teach,
the general
but I
answer that I would,
just,
the basic answer that I would answer you is the reason why you're having a hard time. The hard time is coming from the place of the adult, of the logic, and
mhm,
you're a very smart person, and you understand everything, and you understand what it's supposed to do. So you're in your head, you're thinking. Inner child
mhm,
work is letting go of all that. Spend a few minutes a day,
mhm,
just let go. Make yourself a warm tea, comfortable place. Take that teddy bear and just hug it. That's it. That's it. Don't think, is it working? Is it not working? What am I
but my
doing?
question
Bad.
is if this work, if this group can be helpful, then,
Well,
like,
I don't
in
know.
light of what I told you.
We try to do both. We talk about it and we try to do some exercises. But for you, I would say enough.
Mhm,
I would say enough because your head is saying,
mhm.
looking for one more thing. I'm looking for one more thing. Maybe that's gonna help me. Maybe that's gonna help
All
me.
right.
And that's all part of that feeling of that I'm not good enough. I still don't have it 100%. When am I
Mhm,
gonna get it? That's all in your head. Stop.
mhm,
Stop. When you find yourself asking those questions, take a deep breath and realize that you're in that cycle of I'm not good enough. It's not good enough. I still need more. I still need more. Maybe this, maybe that. Stop.
mhm.
Just feel what your body feels when you stop. And you're going to feel that feeling that "Ah, I need more. I need more." Just be aware of those feelings. Take that teddy bear and just hug it and say, "You're okay. You're okay." Say it 100 times. You're okay. If you want to do other things, amazing. But you have to realize, like I mentioned many times, people buy books. Just one more book, one more modality, one more idea. Maybe,
Yeah.
maybe, but you don't realize that it's feeding. It's coming from a place
Mhm,
of deep core issues that it's feeling that I still don't have it. I still don't have it. I still don't. You don't need it. You're good. That's what that child. So again, it's a different language. You're talking a 1-year-old language. Forget about those words that you have. Forget about words. Just go to
mhm.
your body, take your teddy bear, spend 3, 4 minutes there, and enjoy it. And you'll see that's the healing. That is what we're looking for.
Thank you. Thank you so
Thank you
much.
for asking this question. And yes, it is very important awareness, but you're not
Thank
the
you.
only one. You should know you're not the only one. A lot of people are searching, and I know what's going on out there. People are running, and people are looking, and people still don't have it. And all they have to do is stop, but they can't because there's something deep inside of them saying, I'm still not there, still not there. That's their head, and it's part of that healing that has to be done.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much for asking. Okay, so thank you very much, everyone. Thank you for joining. And again, for all the newcomers, Wednesday night we do it. It's just a half hour usually. Today we're going over the time, but just a few minutes. And the goal of really of our Wednesday nights is to just be, just take a few minutes to breathe. Who has time to breathe? We don't have that time anymore. We're in a rush. There's so much going on. Okay, just let me see. Hypnosis. Yes, hypnosis could help. A lot of things could help. Um, just a second. Self-talk, positive self-talk, affirmations. There's a lot of ideas. Again, the recording, you can always listen to the recordings of our Wednesday nights. Tonight we're doing 132, so welcome everyone. The recordings are available on menachembernfeld.com. I'll look over there for the Wednesday night classes. And step by step, let's see what comes up, see what does work, what doesn't work. You could always send me questions, coachmenachem@gmail.com. Let me know what comes up. Let me know what's going on your journey. Again, we don't judge. Whatever comes up is okay. It is what it is, and we're in this together. Try this exercise again when you have time. Listen to the recording, and you'll see different things, different ideas. just to spend a few minutes with your inner self. And again, if a teddy bear works, spend a few minutes with the teddy bear. Have a good night. Have a great week. I'll see everyone next week, Wednesday nights. Thank you, everybody, for joining. And thank yourself for taking some time off of your busy week to be with yourself. Have a good night.